Can you please tell us your name and your profession or title?
Name is Levi Malini. My profession, or what I like to consider myself, is an entrepreneur, but the main thing that I do is an insurance agent, and I'm the owner of my agency. So I'm basically self-employed insurance agent.
Okay. And what was your education or training that you had to have in order to achieve this?
So I have a bachelor's degree in meetings and destinations management. I intended to pursue a career in golf through that degree, kind of resort industry type degree. It has nothing to do with what I do today. There's no degree requirement to be an insurance agent. It definitely helps get your foot in the door, helped me get my foot in the door, but it wasn't a necessity.
And then what does a normal day look like around your office?
Around my office, I usually get here, depending on when I drop my daughters off at school, get here around 7:15. Log onto the computer, check my emails, see if there's anything anything to do that's urgent, take care of that. And then, just work quotes that come in, leads that come in from different sources. Some service work that I do. I have some employees that do the majority of the service work. Service work is things like making policy changes, taking payments, sending letters or emails to mortgage companies, just basic insurance stuff, I would say.
So can you tell us what was the best advice you were ever given?
So I'm not sure if it's the best advice. One piece of advice that has always stuck with me, the first manager I had in insurance, I was an insurance adjuster, is how I actually started my career. And she told me about the second week on the job, she said, "You learn by doing." And it's always stuck with me because you can have all the education in the world for your certain career that you're going into, but until you actually get your hands dirty doing what the job actually entails, it doesn't really sink in. You don't really learn it until you actually do it yourself. And you can listen to people coach you up on it, but again, until you actually do it yourself, I don't think it really sinks in.
What is your most favorite part of your job?
Two favorite parts of my job. One is getting to save families money, seeing the excitement on their face when they come into my office, or I'm emailing them or talking to them on the phone, and I say, "Hey, I can better your coverage, and at the same time, you're going to save $1,000 a year." So that's a really exciting aspect of my job. That's kind of what keeps me going in it. And then the other thing I really enjoy is educating people on what insurance really is. Insurance isn't something that most people are real knowledgeable, but everybody has to have it. So it's important to me and exciting to me to share why we have insurance and what insurance can do for you, what it's intended to do for you when an unfortunate event happens and you do need it.
All right, can you tell us what the least favorite part of your job is?
So I'd say the least favorite part of my job is in insurance, there's kind of different departments of insurance. So my role is basically a sales role or a producer role. So I produce policies, I sell the policies. There's also departments such as underwriting. That's the department that kind of decides whether or not they want a certain risk, whether there's a hazard that they're not willing to accept. It could be auto, it could be home. Then there's a claims department who obviously works a claim when somebody does have an accident, whether it be an auto accident or a natural disaster, maybe a hailstorm or windstorm or tornado or fire. So what can be frustrating to me is I have to work hand in hand with those departments at times, and when those departments are not doing their job and they make a bad experience for the customer, I'm the agent, so that also kind of reflects on me. And a lot of times there's just simply nothing I can do, or a very limited amount of what I can do when it gets to the involvement with those departments. So since I can't control that, it's very frustrating to me because I want to give the best possible experience to the customer that we can.
Fantastic. Okay, what is something that most people don't know about your job?
So I'd say I'm going to go with something that's very beneficial about this job, and that is that I get residual income. If you don't know what that means, it basically means that I'm not constantly having to sell policies in order to sustain my income. So when I write a policy, I get a commission for that, a new business commission, which is a little bit more than what a renewal commission is, but then every time those policies renew, whether it be 6 months or a year, I get paid on that again. So it's kind of a cumulative snowball effect, in that the larger that snowball grows, the easier it is for me to maintain a high level of compensation without having to continuously chase my tail, such as like the retail industry is.
Awesome. All right. Well, one last question. Do you have any words of wisdom for someone interested in this occupation?
Yeah, just if you're interested, and it goes to say with any occupation, is just treat people with respect. Tell people how much you value them. In any sales role, particularly, you'll have sources of referrals, and I mean, you got to treat those people like gold. And again, tell them how much you value them. Nurture those relationships that you have. Word of mouth is huge in what I do and huge in sales. So you treat someone well. You tell them you value them. You save them money. They're going to go out and spread that word to 5 other people. Likewise, if you don't treat them well, they have a bad experience. They're going to go out and tell 10 people that they had a bad experience, and that's not going to lead to repeat business for you. So just again, value people, treat them well, treat them how you would like to be treated, and things will work out for you very, very well.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Molini, thank you very much for your time. Ulaga Talala High School really appreciates you.
Absolutely.